So in this video, I'm actually going to tell you a secret technique and one graph which you can just look at every time you have a question. What is the scope of this career? I'm also going to teach you a few cool tricks to figure out whether a career is viable. So I want you to take a very good look at this graph. This graph is the life cycle of a skill or a career or a job. So the first time a new technology comes out, a skill comes out which is associated with it. So what happens for the first 5 years? For the first 5 to 10 years, that skill is just completely ignored. Nobody gives a shit about that technology or that skill, right? And if you're one of the unfortunate few who actually cares about that skill in the period where the public's ignoring it, you are likely to get ignored and laughed at as well. The next thing is early adopter. This means that a small section of society, maybe the most brave, maybe the most technologically inclined, these group of people are going ahead and saying, let's give this a spin, right? I'm going to take you back to Discord when it first started out. The story of Discord is that a bunch of game developers tried to create a game. It didn't really work out. So they pivoted the company to create this messaging and voice app. And in the early days, nobody cared about Discord, but a few people came on and tried it out. They said, hey, let's give this a spin. Let's see what happens. Those people are called your early adopters. Then there is acceptance. The acceptance phase, which usually lasts 5 to 10 years, means that people now accept this technology. They know it's normal, right? And to give you an idea of something that's normal today that was not normal 10 years ago, home delivery. When Flipkart first came out, absolutely nobody wanted to pay online. Indians' default mentality at that time was anything bought online is a scam, right? So cash on delivery is a very unique proposition from India, and COD was what brought up the e-commerce industry in India. Flipkart brought in cash on delivery in an industry that had very low trust for them. So they increased the trust index by first allowing people to pay for the object after they received it. But today, most people in India are comfortable doing purchases online. People will pay online and it's kind of obvious that, some object will appear in front of you the next day. Amazon's made it very common with Amazon Prime that whatever you order today will reach your doorstep by tomorrow. Right? So that's the acceptance phase. So the acceptance phase is usually followed by the phase of peak popularity. Peak popularity means everybody knows about this technology. It is a household name and nobody will kind of get bamboozled if you show that technology or that skill in front of them. It's kind of the last phase where you can make good or solid money in an industry. So just like a star in the sky will eventually die, all skills and all technology will eventually die, but not for the reasons you think it would. It doesn't die because people have forgotten about it. It dies because there are so many entrepreneurs making that technology or skill cheaper that it becomes commoditized. So that's what we call commoditization, when there's just too many players and all prices have been driven down. So the final step is something called automation. So even in the commoditization phase, there's still humans involved in the process. If you take the example of a car factory, even though there are conveyor belts and some robots, there's still a lot of humans in the factory. What do? They check for paint errors. They check for safety errors. They still do wheel alignment, right? So a lot of things that humans still do. Automation is a phase where humans are basically negligible in the process. There might still be 1 or 2 humans here and there, but the factory line basically runs itself. Matchstick production in today's world is almost completely automated, and that's why you see that the cost of matchsticks are negligible, right? They've gone down to a price where you don't even have to worry about it. There's basically no money to be made once something is fully automated, unless you're the one automating the process. So now you might be thinking, Varun, you've told us a very long story. How the fuck does it relate to scope? And I'm going to tell you something that will blow your mind. The scope of a career or a skill depends on when you start working on it. If you start at the point where you are ignored, where you are laughed at, then the potential for reward is hundreds of crores. The main reason for that is because other people are not working on it, right? You're the only person working on that crazy technology. And if you need more validation on that, just look at the Bitcoin community or the crypto community. One of the first and most public people to give away crypto ended up buying pizza with a lot of Bitcoin, right? Today that Bitcoin could have been a lot. Why did he sell it away? Because he ignored that. He ignored the value of what it could become. Now, if you join during the early adopter phase, there's an opportunity for you to make tens of crores, right? You join into something, it's just kicking off, a lot of startups being formed into it, and you say, hey, I'm going to start a startup, or I'm going to join an early team of one of these 30 companies solving this. I still believe that fintech is in its early adopter phase in India. The founders of these fintech companies, who might have started 2 or 3 years ago, are actually the guys who got ignored. Many people told them, hey, nobody cares about fintech in India. They took all that laughter, they took all that ostracization and kept working on it, and they're playing for the 100 crore plus potential. The people who are getting in now are playing for the 10 to 100 crore potential. Once the technology is commoditized, you can make anywhere between 1 to 10 lakhs off of it, right, per year. And the reason I say this is because a lot of people are doing it, right? Today, if you are somebody that makes signboards, right, digital signboards, there's just so many companies doing it, so many options for people to pick from, that the best guys who started very early, who have a brand, make most of the money. The rest of the money is just trickle down. It's just, a little bit I make because I know a client down the road. And finally, if you join something when it's already automated and you were not the person to automate it, then you're in trouble, right? I don't see how you can make money. You're just too late. So whenever somebody asks you, what is the scope of this career? What is the scope of this skill? You have to look at where on the time horizon or where on the graph this skill lies. Is this really popular? Is this still nascent? Is this something where everyone's already inside, or is this something that's automated? And depending on that, you decide whether to commit your life to it. Almost all the phases last between 5 to 10 years, and a degree kind of lasts 4 to 5 years. It takes you 4 to 5 years to complete a degree, so plan accordingly. One cool way to figure out if something is in its early adopter phase is to look at how much VC money is going into it. The more VC money that's going into something, that means that segment is in its early adopter phase. Sometimes VCs might invest in slightly later companies or ignored companies, but you should look at where everyone's going in, right? Is there a lot of buzz around it? If a lot of VC money is going into an industry, it might mean that it might still be around by the time you complete your degree. But the best solution, which I kind of give people, is a 4-year degree today is criminal. It should probably be banned. You should probably find a way to compress that to 2 years or even a year at maximum, because the world changes so rapidly. Is the fact that VC funded companies are going from zero to unicorns in like 2 years, right? So I don't know how a 4-year degree makes sense, because in the past, that same process used to take 5 to 10 years, right? Today it's happening very, very quickly, and you might be a dinosaur by the time you come out of your course. So keep that in mind. One last nuance to this, which might be important for you guys listening, is some countries are always slightly ahead of the curve than other countries. What might be in peak popularity in the US might be in the early adopter phase in India, right? So always remember that if you're from the US, you can always travel back to India and just copy what the US did, because they're one step ahead. And vice versa. If you're in India, you could probably go to Zimbabwe, right? Or Bangladesh and try to do what India has done, because India has proved the model for it. So thank you for listening to this video. I hope that at least allows you to answer for yourself what the scope of a career holds for you, right? And I hope to see you guys take better decisions than sit 4 years in a degree, unless you absolutely have to go through it. Put your mind to it and use the insights that you learned from this video. Bye.